I've been so alone ever since I left the tribe. That's just how it goes, 'cause I like the...
Hey, what's going on YouTube, podcast, wherever you're listening to or watching this? I just want to give you my first impressions and thoughts on Anthem. I am 10 hours in. I've gotten a lot done so far. I'm level 14, so I'm about halfway through. And like I said, I just want to give you some of my thoughts and impressions as I run around in the free play mode. So bear with me as I may be looking down at my notes. But let's start with the good things that are going on with Anthem. And first and foremost for me, it's honestly just the combat. Combat feels so freaking good. It's just so different from anything else I've experienced in any other video game before. For example, just I've never played a third person like robot, type game, and just being able to use cooldowns, that fantasy of just being in a robot suit like this Colossus here, just being able to just shoot electricity around people in a certain area, be able to shoot a cannon at everyone. And the server is apparently about to shut down in 2 minutes. You definitely get the player fantasy of being in like this realm, this universe, and you definitely feel that with the combat. Ow, I got overheated. Another great thing about the combat is we got our cooldown. So you have your like main abilities, which are going to be Q and E. I've remapped mine to my mouse, but every single class is going to have a Q and E. One's going to be I believe it's called a primer, and I want to say the other igniter. So for example, my mouse 5 ability, my Q would be my primer. Basically, it puts a debuff, either electric, fire, or frost on the enemy, and then what I can do is combo that with an ignition ability. So that's an ability that'll shoot like a rocket or like activate, or kind of like I use it ignition, ignite, whatever debuff is on the enemy at that moment. So it's a really cool system, because then you can create really cool combos within your team, combos within yourself. Like for example, I could do it on somebody right now. Here, let's see this. Ignite him. Did it work? There we go. And it's not going to combo. I just embarrassed myself. Boom. Shut up, stupid little ugly crab looking thing. But the weapons, like the combo system, is just great, and you get to I like that my freaking guns are secondary to my combos. The cooldowns are insanely fast, and they can only get faster when you start adding components and different augmentations to your javelin suit. You can make these things cool down really quickly. So those are your main damage dealing abilities. There's going to be your Q and E ability, and every single javelin's going to have its own ultimate ability, and oh my god, it does damage. For example, with my Colossus here, I basically pull out this massive gun and I get about 3 shots off on it. Let's use it right now. Boom, baby. And I have a timer, but look how much damage. It was over 6,000 damage across the board, and I missed that one. That one did 2k, so 2k per hit, and it's an AoE. Each javelin has their own ultimate ability, and my god, it is ultimate. It freaking hits like a truck. It is amazing. I absolutely love it. I'm really enjoying the combat because it's just different. It's just new. And you're not so much focused on using your weapons. It's more about your javelin and the uniqueness of that javelin, and that's something I love. Every javelin so far feels different. Granted, I've only played with the Ranger starting off. The game kind of forces you to switch around between the different javelins. So I've been running around with Colossus for a while now. But the Ranger and the Colossus just feel completely different. Absolutely different. And you feel that from the get. from the movement, from the way it just responds to you and in the movement, but also in combat, like with your Q and E abilities. It's just phenomenal. I love the different classes so far that I've played. I've only played 2. Again, I'm only 10 hours in, but the difference is there, and that's something I love. It's, you can feel the difference between the classes, and you feel that also in the combat. What I'm also liking about the game is the like potential for builds. Like you can go out and see some amazing, crazy builds, build opportunities from the different what's it called, components people have found, or the components that BioWare has shown us so far. Like there's gonna be crazy end game component, like being able to make crazy builds that do crazy amount of DPS or crazy amount of support, like super tanks on your Colossus. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the end game. For me personally, I'm not a story kind of guy. Like I'm not the kind of guy that's just gonna go around and I need amazing story or this game is garbage. That's not how I am. I love end game. I want to get to the end game, and I'm excited for the end game. I'm excited to see what kind of builds I can create. I'm excited to just really grind out my different javelins. Okay, so this isn't, I might go in the bad column, but I keep seeing this like server is going to shut down on 154. Like it's always at 154 and the server never shuts down after that pops up. But granted, I haven't really had any connection issues. So we're talking about builds, and my last big thing that I've really enjoyed is there's matchmaking everywhere in the game. For every contract, for every mission, for every stronghold, there will be matchmaking, and it will be glorious. Looking at you, Destiny, because it's like, granted, we're not in the harder like realms yet. I've been playing some missions on hard just because you get better drops, and also I've been trying to get the specific like javelin reses, so because normal mode is so easy with 4 javelins going through normal mode. It's kind of like a cakewalk. So for me, I was just gonna like go through, try everything on hard and see how it was, and you know, you can synergize pretty well with your team. But it's cool just meeting or like going around and playing with different players every time. But you don't have to. From the screen, you can just invite your friends if you want to. From the launch screen, like I have 2 guys right here, Shadowpaw and SMC 1979. I could go find them right now, but you know, these are just random people that are in my group. And here's some collecting stuff, and here's some crafting stuff, and that is something I'm looking forward to as well, being able to craft different gear. You have reputations that you can level up. I think I'm level 2 loyalty with the freelancers. Oh, was that a box? I've been looking for boxes. Yes, it was. Sick. The grind is real. But you can collect things throughout the map, collect those boxes and get little rewards that'll help you craft gear later. And you can craft everything: weapons, components, your Q ability, your E ability, like literally everything can be crafted. You just have to find the blueprints and unlock them from there. I probably wouldn't recommend doing it early game just because you're gonna get gear so quickly. It doesn't seem to me like any point to do that. Like, why? Save your materials for later game, because what I'm seeing is once the harder or the rarer the item, the more materials is going to cost. So you don't want to blow out your materials early on. But if you have a piece of gear that's like you're not getting good RNG, or you're just getting like 5, 6, 7 levels behind, maybe like make 1 or 2. But I'm really excited and looking forward to the crafting ability in this game, because you can literally craft everything. It'll be really, really cool to see what you can do, especially late game. Ow, ran into that. That sucked. Oh, look, I have 4 bars of health now. Now I have 4 bars because of my components and different builds. So this Colossus can only have 2 bars. You can only have like 1 bar. But I have gear that allows me to have 4 bars, so more health specifically on this character. Now, those are some of the good things I've been liking. Bad. Let's look at the bad. First impressions on the bad. Load screens. Why? Why are they so long and why do they take forever? Like, we're so used to nowadays as gamers in this modern era, just like just quicker load screens. Like, for example, going from the, is it Tarsus? I can't remember the name. I'm such an idiot. I should be able to remember the name. You end free play and you go back to Tarsus. Yeah, Fort Tarsus. I'm not that stupid. You go back to Fort Tarsus. It takes forever to leave Fort Tarsus and to go into free play. Dear God, it takes sometimes even a minute. And the thing I've been running to in lately, the issue is I've been having that 95% load issue where it'll load for 95% and then it will just stop loading altogether. And it's been frustrating because I've had to restart my game multiple times because of that issue. That one little issue. Oh, this is gonna be rough. I did not mean to do this. Boom, you're dead. Oh yeah, these guys are rough. Okay, so they had elites. Oops. I was just trying to do something mindless as I make this video. Found some hard guys. Moving on. Yeah, load screens, they need to figure out how to make them smaller. At least shorter, because my game is on an SSD. It should not be taking that long, but it is. I don't know why. It can take a pretty long oh, there's a chest. A pretty long time to get. Look at that. Shutting down in 1:49. Does that mean an hour and 49 minutes? It's been happening all day. So load screens issue need to be fixed. The slow walking in Tarsus is still an issue, man. That was a complaint in the demo, and by God, it's so slow. Even like even with it sped up, it's still slow. It's pretty bad. Do I have to hold this down? Why do I have to hold this down? Not a fan of that. Anyway, I thought it was not going to be held down. Oh no, my health dropped. Anyway, walking in Tarsus is lame. It's slow. It needs to be sped up. Something that's been really bothering me, like really. Oh, I went into some randomness. Here's a load screen. This is not what I wanted to do. Map signal lost because I wanted to show you the map. The UI in the map is horrendous. I hate it. It's not good at all. For example, I cannot ping something or highlight anything on the map, which is kind of weird because it's like in a world where there's so many different levels and tunnels and holes and different ways to go, I can't just ping something on the map and like go there and have it like ready to go so I can just go into fly mode and aim towards it and fly there. I need to get out of this area. Freaking getting attacked. Because I want to show you the map. Here we go. Look at these rabbits. Or grabbits, whatever. Look at this. So, not a lot of detail. You have like different zones and everything, but there's no way to ping the map, and anything that's highlighted like this tomb, there's no way to like click it, be able to highlight it. So when I go back into here, oh, hey, the tomb is over there. Let me fly that way. That would be a huge quality of life change I want. Because like I said, the world design, just look at it. There's so many different levels. I was just on one level. There's another level right there. Now we're all the way down here on the Edian Grove. Because of these different levels and the different like cave systems that it could travel between different areas, we need to be a way to be able to ping different sections of the map so we know, and where your friends know where you're going and trying to head towards. I could see this being an issue later on when I find friends to play with. That'll definitely be an issue going on. Now, another quality I wish I could just be able to access my inventory and my forge from here. This is your inventory. Stuff in your backpack you can't even see. These are items that I picked up during this session. These are my currencies, are the different things I picked up, like materials and stuff for crafting. And these are just feats. Like, this is all you can see. You can't see any of the items that you picked up. They're just common. They'll either be blue, purple, green, whatever rarity it is. But I should be able to see what items I get when I get it in the world. I should be able to like, oh shoot, that's a, like, I want that excitement of, oh crap, I've been waiting for this gun, I've been grinding for this gun, or I've been grinding for this particular like item slot for so long, instead of like waiting to the end of the expedition to figure that out, because that's the only time you're gonna be able to see those items in your backpack is at the end of expeditions. I'm not a fan of that. I want to be able to see it now. I want to see it at the beginning, when it drops, to give it that hype feeling. You know what I'm saying? We need a little bit of hype, and you just being able to hit the I button and, oh hey, I got a purple. Not hyped. Not cool. Not exciting. Like, I'm not down. I do get to see my gear that I have my loadout, but I want. So this is what you have to do to change your abilities, to change your weapons, to change anything. You have to go to M. You have to end the expedition, end the stronghold, end the mission. You can't switch and flip-flop during the mission. Now, I don't know what the real thinking or the design idea was by that. Maybe they're trying to force us in as players to make decisions before we go into certain strongholds. Maybe it's more of like an end game feeling. But I know for me, like, having to end an expedition, right? This is what happens. It's recording my victories. It's going to show me what I got. I don't need to see it though. Gosh. Cool. Yeah, skip it all. I'm the sage of the expedition. Whatever. 50 experience. This is what I got. Want. Like, I don't care. I don't want to see it at the end. I want to see something cool when it drops in the beginning. So this is how, from the end of expedition, you have 3 options. Go to the launch bay, which is just a open world area where everyone, like a social area. In the Tarsus, where you can actually hang out with friends, but you're all in your javelins. So I think it's just a javelin show off area. The Forge, where you go change your items, change your loadout and everything, or Tarsus, where you go in the social, or your own personal Tarsus, where you get to talk to the NPCs and whatnot. Let's go to the Forge, because this is what I want to show you. This is my issue that I have with the Forge, is you have to go through a loading screen every single time you want to change something on your dude. Like, that's frustrating. That's annoying. Ooh, I got a level 18. Oh! I could have been playing with this the whole time. Lovely. Interesting. I have to go through this whole process, this whole loading screen, just to change my gear every single time. And I don't know. I wish there was oh, I got a new empty slot. Sick, bruh. Oh, man. We'll do that one. Whatever. Get my power up. I just wish there's a way for me to go into Fort Tarsus and not have to go to the Forge every single time just to change my gear. Like, I should be able to, at least when I'm in Tarsus, hold the I button, hold some button, so it automatically opens the Forge. So I don't have to go through a freaking loading screen, because this is what I have to do. Oh, hey, I'm in Fort Tarsus. You have to walk all the way to this section, and you can see how slow the walking is. You have to walk all the way to this section, hit the Forge, activate it, go through a load screen, which it didn't do. I don't know why, but not a fan of that. You can see my different javelins here. 1 of 5. Wait, what? I can have multiple? Oh, different loadouts. Interesting. Cool. Well, that's cool. That's probably more for end game. We're still talking about them negatives. Story-wise, so far, I'm not gonna say, like, spoil it. I'm just meh. It's so weird because, like, there's no real clear path. And what I mean by that is there's certain missions given to me by different NPCs, but I'm not really seeing how they all tie in together quite yet. I like the cutscenes. The cutscenes are cool, but I'm just feeling a little discombobulated in the sense of I don't know what's going on. Tempting target. I don't know what's going on. And how they weave together and how it all comes together. Like, there is a story, but it's not really well tied together because of that whole system of, for example, this NPC and this NPC might have 2 separate missions, but I don't see how they tie in together. You know what I'm saying? They have me go into different sides of the map and do different things, and they have their own little storylines within the mission, which are about 15 to 20 minutes long, maybe a little longer. I'm not sure. I really timed it, but I'm not seeing how at 10 hours in, how it all ties in together. I know there is the story. It's kind of meh at the moment, but I'm really trying to figure it all out. And try maybe towards end game it'll feel better. Whew, that was a lot. Those are my first impressions 10 hours in. I'll definitely make a video later on and talk more about the maybe end game and stuff. But 10 hours in, that's the good, that's the bad. Please let me know what you think about in the comments, or hit me up on my socials, Instagram, Twitter, everything. I'm Dominator051. You can also add me on Origins. I'm playing on PC, Dominator051 as well. If you need friends to play with, I definitely want to play with people in the future. They could comment, subscribe, do all those crazy, awesome things. And love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. See ya.